And we're live. Thank you everybody for joining me. One Love DTube Discord. Coming at you today, asking for feature requests for DTube. While we chill for a minute and get organized, feel free to follow the link in the description. Join us in Discord. Chat in live, ask your questions. All the chat will filter through. You can see it on screen. We will answer. Your DTube leader, Dookie here. In the house, we got Brishtit Evaja, fellow leader, developer for DTube. Dude, Naz Huda 12, Shamu, Shuvo 35, Sanita, Voltic, and YT Yesin. All One Love community members. So, how's everybody doing today? I hope you have all enjoyed your time this week. Got looking. I'm gonna recognize you by your picture now. Nazmal Huda 12, looking. Always looking good. Dude chatting in, yep, works only with an email, talking about noise cache. I was blabbing about that earlier, guys. Any of you out there interested in a crypto version of Twitter, check out noise.cache. I find it interesting. Dude's just confirming, yeah, works with an email. So for those of you wanting to get involved with our DTube Snap social sharing, you don't want to deal with Twitter, noise cache is a great option. It's been a hell of a week, guys, as we're talking about price action here. Okay, I kind of make a laughing joke about DTube because, you know, we got this weird bar going sideways with a couple dips in it. You look at everything else. There's Hive, where we kind of just came from, and Steam is kind of doing about the same thing, all going moonish, following Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of the big guys. Man, what a week. And then we pull up our coin and we're like, oh no, what's going on? But it actually gives me hope to see it in this state. You might be wondering how I could think something good of seeing downward movement in a coin. For me, it's actually seeing the support that after we hit a down, we tend to bounce right back up to around the 24 cents level. And for me, that's kind of like people saying, like, I'm not going to let my investment tank. That's how I feel. I've just recently took a bit of profit from this investment, which I'm proud to announce. Part of it will be going to getting the dude a microphone. You heard it right here. I am doing my part to try fundraise.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like the first One Love mission. I don't know. It's kind of a high goal. Like usually you start off with a couple dollars. Here you are. You're like, I need $200 for a microphone. And it's like, okay, I'll do it.
Stubborn guy.
I am. I appreciate you, and I want you to understand that. So, Brishtit, are you ready to jump on camera for us here? Oh, there he is. Hopefully he's got a good enough connection. Loading. That's often the battle with Discord, is trying to get a good enough connection with everybody around the world. Oh well, if we can at least get audio, we can.
Everyone will have a great connection in a few years. Just you wait.
Yeah, not even a few years. Give it a year. I say within a
Yeah.
year, the majority of the world will have this 5G.
Well, no, not the 5G, but the Starlink stuff. 5G is
Well,
not going to do anything, at least for now.
well, what it intends to do, something equivalent will be out in like a year.
Yeah. Well, the Starlink stuff is planned to be global. Be great.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
It's already available.
Brish's.
They just need to get it all set up.
Yeah, doesn't like Brish is going to be able to give us some video today. Having connection issues, possibly. So let's just kick this off while he troubleshoots and gets back to us. Questions. He's basically just wanting feedback. Brish is here to answer your questions and to ask for feedback about DTube. What do you want to see for features, development? What is the most interesting thing? As he put it, I'll bring up his chat. It was on this account. Boom, boom.
Guys,
Oh, I gotcha. How you doing, Brish?
so just
Yeah, let's try lower the quality of the. Bring it down to that 16 mark. 24 was the absolute, wasn't it? Yeah, Brish, if for now you just come on without video, you should be able to chat in. I was having similar issues earlier with Discord. Seems to come and go. Oh, what Brish was saying, he would like feedback. He's focusing on a couple things for us in specific, how to improve our platform. This is your opportunity to get like comments, suggestions directly into the man himself that might be developing it, working on it with the team, and helping to guide relative to the community feedback, the development, right? Because that's the big thing is DTube has been. Oh, there he is. I got you this time.
so can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, nice. I was actually using my phone. It seems like for my Mac it's better.
Yeah, yeah.
So how are you guys? You've seen
We're
some
doing
of your
good.
videos.
Yeah, we got the usual crew in the house. We'll call this the One Lover crew now. We're here basically every day. Show up and at least say hi. It's pretty impressive. I didn't expect such a tight little group of people that are nowhere near me to form. You know, that's like, I can't go see you, but, you know, like I'd give dude a hug. You know, never met him, but that's how close I feel with him, right? How are you doing?
Pretty good. Kind of busy with my own work. DTube
Mm.
work I haven't been recently doing much because partly because yeah, I was not being able to communicate with him in recently. Busy
Mm-hmm.
with something. But I recently talked with Tech Coder. So if you remember last time we talked, we had this genre-based filtering. So that's soon probably going to be added. So I just talked with Tech Coder. So what will happen is basically uh, maybe I don't know. Yeah, when it will be available, probably everybody will be able to see. Basically, on the front page, you will see genres, and it will be easier to find certain videos. Initially, it will probably be accessed through the tagging, the way we tag right now.
Okay.
That's just one of it. And I think somebody was mentioning in the suggestions channel that they want to kind of like filter out based on the language. Like, what if like I want to see only the Spanish videos or German videos? So I think we don't have such options, right?
Not yet. That would be pretty easy to add to the data on the posting screen, though, right?
I think so. The thing is, most of the things that I or you and me talked before, it's not that hard. It's just that um, because the way DTube development works is like it's not just you wanting something is going to go there, or it's just me wanting something it's going to go there. That's why we are having this conversation. Is that if more and more users say that okay, this is what we want, then basically the leaders, other leaders, realize that okay, this is what users are wanting. Then we can kind of like agree upon okay, this is where we need to go because
Mm-hmm.
we don't believe in like, for example, even if I think that certain thing is good, Hemin or other developers may not think that that's what they want. For example, right now you have the carousels, right? Like how the videos move. So
Yeah.
actually that actually slows down our DQ because it's sort of like an old library, and Hemin actually hates it. So
Mm-hmm.
so the thing is, eventually probably he wants to get rid of it. At the same time, that requires a lot of change. So I'm just giving you one example. Is that such things like we want playlist, we want streaming. It's just frankly maybe we are lacking enough good developers. So we need more
Mm-hmm.
developers and more enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And to comment earlier on, so in terms of price, it's crypto is sort of like very easy, right? I mean, it's you have to just look at Bitcoin dominance. Like when Bitcoin is moving up, all the other crypto will typically go down because basically everybody is selling against Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin is kind of like capitulates, goes sideways. Typically, all the other crypto kind of finds the breather to go up. So that's what's happening right now because Bitcoin is now capitulating down sideways, so all the other crypto will go up. But then again, when Bitcoin will jump up, all of them will fall down. So it's almost all crypto uh, follows the same pattern. Another thing about when you talked about CoinGecko right now, I think only follows the Uniswap. And you are right, we don't have enough liquidity. The main reason is um, definitely content. We need the content creators, but at the same time, for you to ultimately appreciate the token value, you need to make the traders interested. Traders are the
Mm-hmm.
ones who are trading on certain platform. So on
Yes.
Uniswap or on right now, I don't think any traders are trading. Meaning like traditional traders who are trading. So it's only us, the DTubers, content creators, we are buying and selling for our own reason. But that's not how you can
Mm-hmm.
actually increase your token value. You need to make the speculators, like the traders, to trade against DTube versus Ethereum. And that's not going to happen because most content creators, as I believe, they are not like big money holders, big bag holders. So they make contents because they love creating content. But the traders uh, who trade lots of different cryptocurrencies, they need to be to make them interested in holding DTube. And the way, and it's not like mutually exclusive, meaning like if the number of DTubers go up, there are more activities going on, more and more people are talking, the more and more conversations like this we create,
Mm-hmm.
then ultimately this will be in the market. We are doing poor in marketing is what we're doing. For example, right now what we're doing, not many people are seeing that, okay, these people are collaborating together, doing some interesting things. These things need to go out. More and more people need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Then what will happen is the traders will see that, okay, there's real activities going on, and they will be interested in coin, and then they will be trading against Bitcoin in other platforms. Is
Yeah.
the reason I just pointed out is the same reason. Uh, it will only happen. It's kind of like circles around that we need to be on other platforms. When what I mean is like if we are on Binance or if we are on Bittrex or we are on other exchanges, that's when other traders will be interested in trading it. Because most traders don't know the existence of DTube, or even if they know, they don't think that it can be something that can appreciate, meaning like what's happening with
Yeah.
Steam or what's happening in Hive, because why will someone be interested in something to trade unless they feel the potential to go up? So you and I are all the DTubers, we know the potential is that we believe that we can grow, we believe that more and more users will come, that will ultimately drive
Mm-hmm.
the price of it or interest of it. But I think frankly, um, we need to be using the social media effect. I mean, like everybody, each of one of us need to reach out to 10 other people. Those 10 other people need to reach another 10 other people. It needs a network effect that everybody sharing DTube, everybody's talking about DTube. The same way Facebook or DTube, if that makes sense.
Oh, I
But
totally understand what you're getting at. How it's
like for example, when I give you one example. First, we have so many
yeah,
DTubers.
go.
Right now, if you look at the stats.d.tube, we have like we actually did you look at the stats? Can you open the stats.d.tube? You'll see
Yep.
that we're kind of like growing slow right now. So the number of users is kind of going down a little. So if you go down the number of
Um,
posts, number of comments, compared to January, the activities is relatively lower.
number transactions, transfers. There's
Yeah, sorry
accounts.
about that.
So it is slowly.
It is, yeah. So
Kind of looks like it's
we should,
balancing off.
yeah, it's a little decreasing trend, and we should not let that happen. It's
No.
always a struggle. If you think about Snapchat, if you remember one, I don't know how many of you use Snapchat. Snapchat was almost dying, if you remember, like last year or 2 years ago. They almost like everybody was saying, okay, Snapchat, nobody's using Snapchat. So it had the craze 4 or 5 years ago, then it lost the craze. But then they had to do something new. You know, like they had to like came up with the filtering. They made some changes in their user interface. They made it more gamified, and then again
Mm,
people started using Snapchat. So social media or apps are kind of like it's like because there's so many competition. Why will someone come and use your app, right? Because there's like so many other apps. And you need to always constant the way DTube is going, we need to bring more and more features. If we
yeah.
remain constant and hope that okay people will come, that's not going to happen because you need to always bring new stuff. And I mean, me saying it also does not suffice, right? Everybody needs to say it, and all the
Mm-hmm.
leaders need to understand it. And
And
you and me, I think only three of our, not all of our leaders are content creators. So they probably sometimes don't understand the pain of the content creators, right?
yeah,
And
it,
so,
that's a hard one. That
yeah,
really
I
is
mean,
a hard one.
yeah, I brought a lot of topic. I just threw a lot of topics. I want to hear what other people uh, think about it. What do you guys think? What I just talked about, all the things.
So let's see. We have Zahid chatting in, says we need marketing. So he's agreeing with the whole promoting the platform. I would say he's probably hinting towards like an official line of marketing. Um, I've I've had this chat. This is something I can chat in about. Is I've had this chat with Tib Fox, and Tib has started creating the official DTube videos. Official like how to do stuff. I'm on that team with him with Don't Stop Me Now, but I feel as if we almost need an official social presence, like maybe someone that's just a Twitter not that will go on there and promote DTube just on Twitter and social that way. Personally, I found that the best promotions, a good example is Parler. The best promotions came from the branding around Parler that people took on, but it was the platform itself leading the way of the branding that made that possible. Right? You see what I'm saying? How like I am leading the way of DTube branding by One Love DTube being out front. You wouldn't believe how many people come and ask if I'm the developer of DTube and stuff, and I'm like, no, we're One Love DTube. We're a little community. I'm not DTube, like. So it's if DTube, the official DTube had a social presence, it might help for the perspective of the platform, right? So people don't like come here and then get confused by the fact that they're in a community, not at the DTube blockchain headquarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the problem is we don't really have such, so that we don't really have a
No.
DTube blockchain. I mean, that's how, decentralized or open source project typically goes. So, but it's also a thing, like it will take time for people to understand also.
Well, there is like an official DTube.official Twitter account. I tag it all the time. There's a Instagram DTube official account. I don't know who manages these accounts, but like if you go around, you could find DTube accounts. And if someone is on a platform with the real, the DTube at DTube tag, like on TikTok, it's taken by some random dude. I happened to search it up. If we had the DTube.official, with 5 videos on the TikTok that never get viewed except for when someone searches it, at least someone will find instructional videos from the official source, right?
Right.
Everybody wants official, and
it all turns into funding issue. The thing is, right now, nobody is going to be willing to spend their valuable time without getting rewarded. Yeah. So you already have a community, so you have an incentive to grow the community. But just like it's kind of like a circular problem. So the thing is, it's also a developer. First of all, I am not a UI guy, even though I'm kind of like trying to add some UI. And I'm also not like a user interface person. So it takes me quite a while to make little changes. So we actually need more user interface developers, like for example, what features you're talking about, they can like go and sit and in one day they can finish. We don't have such people yet. And so everything ultimately goes through TechCoder or Haymin, and it's not that they are not working hard. They have done all the things and other people, but it's just that it may be that they have too much in their plate sometimes, or sometimes
most definitely.
Yeah, and also the marketing part is that, like all the social media account, for example, the Medium is important, Twitter is important. Even we probably need a YouTube account too. I don't know, right? And so all those media presence are only by 4, 5, or few leaders, like maybe T Fox, you, or maybe Decoder. So we have like too much in our plate. Or Stiminator, I think he was running the ambassador program, right? So it's like each of us are doing lots of other things. This is just one of my projects. I'm not going to put all my effort into DTube. So that's why we need more people and everybody is crypto space. But at the same time, as DTubers, we want it to grow, so we need a little bit of education, and that education is not gonna come through. Yeah, but listen, I'm not saying it's slow. That does not mean that it's bad. Like maybe slow is
No.
better. It'll probably take time. Sometimes slow, but yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That slow is better part I wanted to talk on, because that's kind of what I hinted at about the coin situation to Dude. You know, the longer a coin goes sideways against the reaction of the market, the more it's cutting itself out against the market. That's like saying, okay, well, the market's going up and we just keep going sideways at one price. I imagine when the market goes down, it'll probably do the same thing. So we'll just sit here, continue on at our 20 something cents a piece, and sit pretty all the way through the bull run and through the bear market, unless we get some major people to come in, right? But do we want that? Because then we will go to the moon. And then when we go to the moon, people will sell. And then we will go to the floor, right? Like, so the longer we're sideways, I think the better.
Like that
I
itself is a
beg to differ.
marketing. So yeah, you want it to go up because that actually markets itself. Because when it goes up, that's when people take notice of it. So as I said, like if you need to make traders interested. So if it's not making gains, traders won't be interested. But I'm saying like so we just launched literally only 3 months. I mean, DTube has been there for a long time, but I'm talking about the real DTube as a real token. It's only 3 months, right? So since October. So I mean, we just need to work towards it. Like we need more users, we need more contents, more features to be developed. Even if it's slow, but we need to have like a clear milestone. Okay, well, we are gonna have let's say playlist, or let's say in next December we're going to have a streaming, or let's say we're adding this and this. So if we have clear milestones, and if we listen to the users more and more, eventually we will reach this. Because Bitcoin, crypto, these will stay here for many years. So these bear and bull market, it will be cyclically happening. So like
we'll catch one of them eventually.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If we're not catching this bull market, that's fine. Maybe we'll catch the 3 years from now on. But we will only catch when we can attract more users, more traders. That's what I want to focus on. We are not going to attract traders unless we attract more content creators, unless we have more diversity. Yeah. So it's like it's gonna happen little by little. But I think a lot of people probably who have been on DTube for a long time, I understand their pain. They probably feel like, okay, we have been here for a long time. Why is it not happening? But that's what I am saying. The reason it's not happening because our development is kind of not increasing that fast. If we have been doing our development, more features, more things we're adding, then maybe it would have been faster. But development typically takes time, and the reason is that nobody is dedicated completely. You know?
Yeah. And to add on that, there's a huge opportunity for anybody that does want to do development for DTube. Hyman Danger and Steaminator mentioned that they will openly discuss it with you, DM, talk to them what you want to work on. Basically, the idea was is you start working on GitHub problems, knocking off the issues people are having, and they will figure out some way of rewarding you for your contribution. I assumed it's most likely in DTube Holdings, but if you're building the project, why not earn a stake for doing the development? Huge opportunity, guys. Just talk to Hyman Danger, Steaminator, if you know any development. You know, look at GitHub. If there's an issue, you could knock it off, go do it. You know, like I'm not a developer, so I don't know the process. My understanding, it's open source, right? The only thing that is needed is participation.
Let's open the floor for everyone. I want to hear from everyone. What do they think? Just speaking.
All right,
What
so
features
I
do you guys
bugged. Vaultec making a joke. Duke is definitely a developer. 10/10 rating. Come on, Vaultec. What do you got for us? Give us an actual suggestion. You're free to take mic. Come on, guys. Floor is open. Vaultec says desktop app. I agree. That's a good idea. On the list was a mobile app, but I do think desktop is good.
Yeah, we definitely need mobile app first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the one only reason why LBRY. What do you call them? LBRY. I think they are ahead of us because of that reason.
Yeah.
Because they have more users, just because they basically have all platform apps right now. And it's not that hard. The thing is, you guys, I don't know, there's already some DTube mobile out there. Some other third-party people created it. So it's basically
That's
they created the app.
PowerPoint. He's right here in One Love.
Yeah.
I'll tag him for you. That was PowerPoint 45.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of LBRI either. It's just that that's your personal opinion, right? That LBRI is A. But the thing is, how market values it is different. Like, I may not like that, but if they have more users, maybe they are doing something right. Instead of criticizing them, we need to see that what they are doing. For example, what they're doing, as I say, they have made mobile apps. That is very obvious. Why don't we have mobile apps? Because like most people think about developing, and most people don't have a laptop. Even if they have a laptop, they don't have a powerful laptop. So if most people have smartphones, that means the clearest way we can reach more users is to have mobile app, but we don't have them. I am not aware of whether our significant of our development effort is going into mobile app. I'm pretty sure it's not going. There is no effort, right? It's me and Amy, we talked about it, but we are not putting enough effort to make like, okay, within 2 months we're going to have it. We didn't have such milestone created. So unless we are doing it, we are going to be behind with LBR. That's my point. It's not that I like LBR. If you understand my point, is
Well, little discussion about giving deadlines. We learned our lesson the hard way with the token launch, DTube development, the launch of the mainnet, the test net before that. Everything was kind of prolonged step by step because we're trying to cut something new, and many projects do it. And I noticed Time and Danger almost stopped giving time frames altogether on anything after the mainnet launch. He was like, we're not doing it again. We're going to move at our pace, and we're going to announce things as we release them, and we're going to not give too much information to mislead people. This is me speaking off the cuff. I haven't heard this from him, but this is what I've noticed.
I don't know what's a good idea. I give you a timeline that okay, I want to do this by that time. If I cannot finish, I say okay, I could not finish. I said another time. I think that's better, isn't it? Rather than I don't know. I mean, that's where the difference comes into play. I mean, I believe in radical transparency. I gave you a date. I want to finish the work. I could not finish it. Set up a date, but that way everybody knows what I'm doing. And if I put everything in the bag, then I'm not saying that's not. I mean, sometimes that's probably better. It also doesn't have to be generalized. It's like it depends on what we are doing. But that was not the point, though. The point is we need to set goals. It's not that I need to say that okay, I am going to deliver it But at least we need to set a goal that this is what we're doing and this is
Yeah.
what we should be doing. But again, comes down the reason why we can finish the reach the goals is probably again because we don't have enough. You know what I mean? Like if it would have probably been faster. But I also agree with Henry because sometimes you have your own vision of doing it, and also he has his vision of doing it, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not rushing or anything. Just pointing. So maybe what I'm saying should not be taken as I'm criticizing. What should be taken? I'm just pointing out that these are the things that need to be probably talked about.
Yeah. Don't we need to reflect, don't take a sensitive mindset on our discussion. We're actually trying to improve and not criticize. So, I'm bad for that. I'll phrase things in a way that could sound as if I'm tearing someone down when really I'm trying to be empowering by so put your sensitivity aside and let's discuss productively, everybody. We had Voltic chat in. Now, this is a throwback. Remember when One Love was the only way you could upload to DTube? Now, this was before you were involved, Brishtit, I'm pretty sure. Going way back in the day, we had all sorts of crazy issues. And I'm going to highlight this because it really reinforces the strength of community and the value that we provide to the chain. Our community stood strong, built services to provide people the ability to upload to DTube, and continued to basically ignore all FUD and just truck along strong, which ended up being the metric to people coming back even while they couldn't upload or do anything on the main page for DTube. There was several aspects of it. The main page you couldn't upload and you couldn't upvote. You could see videos. We had an alternative front end going, which you couldn't watch the videos through, but you could upload or upvote and upload and comment, and then our uploader to go with that as well. So it was this really hokey system of things going sideways. And it just like everybody came together in a big congregation and worked together to solve the problem. And shortly thereafter, like DTube came out of it, and the people that were essentially pointing their fingers, being like, "Oh, look at that! They're never going to get out of it." What do? They quickly turn around, they come crawling back. They're like, "Oh, oh, I knew you guys would get it. No problem. Blah 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 blah." And it's like, no, we need the people that believe in something. We don't want the people that are just here for the money at the point of in the core root of the team. The people that are building communities. I don't care about the money when it comes down to it. I care about the people in my community.
Yeah, but that's the kind of people that's exactly my point. Even I care about money a lot. I mean, but at the same time, I understand the value of community also.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am in crypto for money, but DTube I completely view differently. For example, right now,
Yeah.
all the DTube coins I have, if I would have had in other tokens, I would probably have made a lot of gains. But I'm still keeping it on DTube because I view DTube to be something we are doing something differently. It's about creating a community, and most of the coins, if you look at it, they don't really have a real use case. DTube, we are using it for something. I mean, maybe definitely it's not perfect in many ways. Lots of people criticize or point out that flaws, but at the same time, this is one of the few tokens using for some real purpose. And that's why I have a very long-term view about it. When I think about DTube to be successful, I don't think DTube is going to be successful next year. I think DTube will be successful even 10, 15. So, and if we continue to For example, right now, if you look at the accounts, let's do some numbers. If you look at the accounts every day, how many users you're getting? Around 200 users. And that's not users, that's the 200 accounts around, right?
You want to go down to the accounts?
Yeah, how many account we get every day?
Oh, the signups.
Around, yeah, the signups.
Where is it? Follows this. Signups at the top?
Let me make it bigger.
Ah, there we go. Signups.
So how many signups right now?
Averaging 150 or so.
Okay, 150, that means 150 into 30, which is about 4,500 per month. So let's make it 5,000 per month. That means a year, if we keep the same rate, let's say nothing increases, nothing decreases. So if 1 year we're gonna get 60,000 accounts, right? So that means for us to get to 1 million, so that's like 60,000. So that's like 10 years, which is very slow. I'm just giving a slowest estimate. Typically, what happens is like social media, like up until a certain threshold, then it exponentially grows.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like Facebook. Think about like Facebook, to get them first million users, it took them 5 years. But then 5 million users took them another 1 year. But then 1 billion took like only 2 years. So it just grows like that. So I hope, so even if like we stay the same, for us to reach 1 million accounts, will probably take at least 7 to 10 years. If we keep the same trajectory, which means it's, unless we do something good. For example, I want to see what happens. Let's say we launch a mobile app. Let's say we launch a mobile app 1 year from now on. I'm pretty sure this number will bump up. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of these things, or let's say, as you suggested, the social media presence, like we post more things, or let's say you have your community, maybe more and more people join community. Then I don't know. I think our ambassador program, how successful it was. I mean, like if more and more popular YouTube channels would have joined, then probably those things will go up even. But yeah, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time on all fronts. Anyway, I usually need to leave now, so I wanted to. Yeah, maybe you can continue. I'll watch the video later on. Is that?
Yeah, no worries. Basically, our community just echoed what you told me earlier would be the best. The number one thing that wasn't on that list that they're like, we would love to see is a solution to those bugs. The weird bug where things reset, your default values get reset on you when you close the browser. Past that, your ideas with the genres and categories they loved. There's a little bit of discussion before you showed up today, that not on the live stream either. They're being quiet on us now that you're here. Our community went quiet. You intimidate them.
I don't know why people went quiet. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. It's a little bit late for them, so I imagine they're all just listening in while they crash for the evening. But yeah, the mobile app, that bug fix, the categories, genre idea, and what was that other topic? Playlists. A huge one is playlists, which would require some sort of like automatically going from one track to the next. That way, people will get more views.
Yeah, people, me and him, we talked about some solutions before. It's complicated, but it's good. Little by little, it will happen. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I am probably also wanting it to happen quickly, but it's quickly as we want. But as long as we keep talking about it, things will happen. And hopefully
Yeah,
slow and steady win the race, right? We want
well,
to be the slow but the steady one. So
that's
hopefully,
exactly it. I
okay.
try live that motto.
Yeah. Another thing I just want to throw out this question, and I'm gonna leave is like each of your community members. So how do they outreach? How did they know about DTube? Uh, how are they reaching out to other people? Because as I said, like we need to create a network effect. I'm also not a very good community organizer. I think you are very good at.
I
So
do pretty good.
each of your community members, if they can create their span, meaning like bringing more and more people,
Hmm.
that's how we can grow. And it needs to start somewhere. And I hope that from your community it starts.
That kind of brings me to that referral thing that Steaminator said he might be working the partnership program into, more of an open broadcast referral thing, because if we have referrals, it will greatly incentivize our already users to bring people on. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy. Sometimes people just want it for the sake of being able to say, I referred that guy.
Right. So right now we don't have any referral. So that's a must to have. Meaning like, I mean, frankly, I don't know why we're giving so less tokens when you join. So I think the idea was that if we give more tokens, people will make a lot of fake accounts. Uh, but the main problem is a lot of people who join. I brought like at least 10 people. They just don't stay in because they are not seeing the
Hmm.
gains, and they cannot see
Yeah.
the gains until they have enough tokens. And
Well,
I don't think that can be changeable.
that's the, there's two things. In my opinion, it's a bit of a vicious circle where we don't have the engagement to keep the creator interested, and it's hard for the people to get involved as just an engager. So MVD mentioned this. She's finding it difficult to get her following over here to follow her, even though she could reward them. The entry level, like you said, the sign up with coins. If they have more coins to get involved with right off the bat, more likely to see more engagement, people signing up to earn for commenting alone, things like that, right? But that again, that's
But
more of a
that's
Hyman.
the risk. It's like like people like me or people who can program, they can hack because our system is not hackable, meaning like you can program it easily to automate things. And
Mm-hmm.
like one programmer, one smart programmer can create 100 or 200. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the main reason why he needs it, because he knows that uh, how it can be bad.
Yeah.
I understand that, but we need to counteract with something. Maybe not like, let's say we don't give it initially. Maybe we need to make some condition. If you like 5 videos, then we give you 10 tokens. But if you add another 10 videos or curate another things, we create kind of like a gamification. Meaning like, okay, you do
Mm-hmm.
this, then I give you this. You do just like we are doing like Facebook invite and then phone. These two things give you more tokens. If we can kind of like after they come to their page, then we kind of like, oh, what genre you like? Do you like sports? Okay, then watch the sports videos. If you like five videos, what you guys are doing, curator bonanza, but you are doing it in part person. If we could gamify this on the system, that way users can also hop onto different things, go on different pages, also get introduced with it, and then also get reward, and then they can talk about it. So that's the part I was talking about earlier when I mentioned that we need to work on user interface. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example, in Coinbase, lots of this compound and other tokens, you can earn free tokens by just watching tutorials. So they kind of like gamified it. So maybe we need to do something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, the idea is kind of create a way. Ultimate core is kind of create a way so that users are get engaged with the web pages, moving around different videos, and then also earning it, and then also talking about it with other people. These three things need to happen.
Oh, Koala's here. We're talking about
Hey Duke,
a perfect topic for Koala. What's going
All
on,
right,
Shuvo?
Duke.
Can you hear me?
Duke, I'm
Duke, can
leaving.
you hear
So
me?
All right, Bridgetet, thank you very much for being with us today. Shuvo will be
Hey,
with you in
Brishti.
1 second. Well, I'll just say goodbye to Bridgetet. Let him head on and
hi,
live
Koala.
his
Talk to me.
life.
Hi.
Hey,
That
Kola.
was Bridgetet,
Hi.
everybody. Fellow DTube leader. We got
Actually,
Koala popping in now. And Shuvo yelling at us. What's up, Shuvo?
I'm okay. Actually, I also tell something British GB, but British GB is also live there. So my question is for also British GB also tell something DTube and about content and others related, but I also tell something. Actually, those people are also include on love DTube. I believe that these people try to create extraordinary every time. They also create genuine content. Actually, I believe that my native people actually I also uh, suggest those people they're trying to good. Yeah, it's a very difficult part by part every person to share information. Yeah, is it very true? uh, so it's difficult. So I believe those people also engage this kind of discord servers such as one love DTube and DTube. They also seen videos and they easily understand uh, what is good and what is not good. So yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
my question. Okay. Hey Kola, what's
Thanks,
up?
Shuvo.
I think most of the Shivo's context is always says a question but comes as an answer all the time.
Yeah, he answers his own question. He asks a question and then answers too. It's okay, Shuva. We know what you're saying though. You're hyping your buddies from Bangladesh. They actually do a really good job. I appreciate seeing you guys consistently producing content. That's what we need right now. As we were discussing, there's a shortage on content creators. Bring your friends and family, get them producing. Uh, get your kids started on a channel if you're comfortable with that. Get your mom, get your auntie, start up a channel for your dog. Just freaking pump it out there. You might not get a whole lot of
No. Actually,
rewards,
no. Actually,
but pump the content out.
actually, Duke. Just a minute. Actually, I just tell. Those people are also engaged this community. I believe
Mm-hmm.
those
Yeah.
people also create a good content. Actually, they know uh, how to improve their career. So
Yeah.
that's why they are also engaged and they are also come lot of time. Actually, I also tell, but it's true. It's difficult to say information everyone part by part. It's too difficult. But those people are also working genuinely. They also come here and there, such DTube and one love DTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's the true fact because there are no other Discord server. So once upon a time, I also joined one of DTube. I also think, oh yeah, it's a part of DTube. But few days ago, Priyan also said One Love and DTube is totally different. Yeah, it's a part of DTube, but it's a Discord server. That's it. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
remain this these days what?
I see what you're asking. Yeah, One Love DTube. We are a separate community from DTube itself. Kind of touched on this with Brishtit, how uh, people will land in One Love DTube, and because we're branded for DTube, they think we are DTube, but we're not DTube official. We're a community. Though we are taking a place of being the largest community on DTube and the most predominant public figure on DTube as a community. So that's something we could all be proud of. Even though we're not the official DTube, I'd say we have a better public position as a community than DTube does currently, just because we're more active. We have people like Koala
Yeah,
here
yeah.
who's holding up our Twitter hustle. How's that been going there, Koala?
Actually, you also achieve this because every time you also hosting this show and you also engage people, try to engage people, and people
Mm-hmm.
also come there and try to know about DTube and others, and you also take a different initiative. That's why people are also come there and they are also try to know about DTube and others. So these people are also try to create good job, but there are a lot of people in DTube, lot of people, but they are not active in uh, Discord server. So it's so difficult to share this information, what is wrong and what is right. Actually, I also tell this what. I hope you understand.
Yeah, buddy.
Actually, some
Oh,
people I also seen some people are also playing
okay.
in his one
Can I
mobile,
get
and they are
Koala to
also
chat in here? Thank you, Shuvo, for a minute.
okay.
So what are you
Koala,
guys are talking about?
we were starting to talk a little bit about, yeah. Thank you, Nazmol, giving me sunglasses. I get distracted easy here now. We're starting to talk about goal oriented achievements on DTube. So Brish Tit was mentioning how it'd be good for us to have that kind of thing where people can easily earn more DTube for, like you were saying before, comment on so many videos, post so many videos, do so much in a time frame. You do so many actions, you get blah, tag videos. Teach them the platform, how to get engaged with it at the same time as rewarding. It was an idea you mentioned on the DTuber Hangout. I thought would be great for you to fill in some details for us.
Yeah. So when you think about, let's compare it. Why not just compare it with other services which we see on the internet? So people always know there are some of the other websites where we got encouraged from it and created one of our blockchain services at YouTube. When we see one of the most internet content, when you think about the video engagement, so YouTube is one of the place where people get uploaded, but it already has been crowded up. And even YouTube do agree before, when YouTube is to go hype up and all stuff, it used to recommend every user to upload a one video within a day. And it says that uploading a video could help you know reach more audience. It's like pump in more content so that your video could get visualized. But later, when it growed up, now when if someone maybe like YouTube stuff or whatnot stuff, it always say upload a two videos a day. I mean, like as a creator, or as anyone starting fresh or something like that, getting like a two or three I mean, like two or three videos within a day is like a very hard thing to do. And it's quite a bit complicated, the things. In the same arena, when you go for the Twitch, you won't get audience based or something in the Twitch, but it shows like, hooray, you uploaded you got a 10 views or whatever, something. It's some kind of an accomplishment in some platform. It may not be a big, but when it comes to the DTube platform, we don't actually show the viewers how many has been viewed, but we show the content as a delivery platform, and we show how many people liked it. because that's how the system works in rewarding the people. And when you see one of the blockchain based and which is gone onto the Tron, even DLive recommends their platform audience to go live within, they say keep a certain criteria of an watch time per se. But when we compare all these things, we can't actually at the same phase for the DTube, because our economy, which is set up in a blockchain, is quite a bit different, because it's completely open sourced and a lot of things has
Yeah.
to be done. But when we think about creating these things of scenarios within the DTube, what actually happens is we can add it into the mechanism. The complicated thing is coders, and which is taking time to integrate. But if we think we wanted to integrate this stuff, we'll be doing it limitedly, so that at least we can push the content. I mean, like, how more we can keep the content into the network or the systems, the more it get visualized within the internet or within the search engines, so that you can get at least outer people getting in, rather than just a third party per se. But doing a little task, not creators, not directly pushing the creators, saying that okay, you need to upload this video today. So that would be like a writer's burst. We can't say that to the creators, but at least giving a basic criteria, saying that hey, you missed we have missing you from a week or a month. Why don't you upload one video or two videos a month? At least we are reminding them, whoever people signed up, and whoever people just maybe just they just signed up to see what is the thing, and maybe they have a bad day, or they didn't have a time, but they just gone. But saying them, sending them information like, hey, we have missed you, we couldn't see a video within a week or a month. So by doing that, we'll also be engaging with the people who just signed up and didn't show up, and also we'll be interacting with an engaging community who are trying to work on the
Hello,
videos.
everyone.
And
Sorry.
it's not the yeah, it's fine. But it's not a mean saying that hey, you have to make it happen. But it's just giving a small intense incentive, saying that why don't you try it? It's like a campaign we're running, so that your video could get engaged with the community or within the site, saying that okay, we are running a bumper bonanza, or like New Year chills, or goofy Halloweens, sexy Valentines, and asking them to upload some of the coolest content within the 1 week of a span. And it's like a small campaigns within the system. If anyone wanted to do it, they just have to upload a like one video or 2 weeks, two video within a day, within a week or something like that. So it will be just, if they wanted, they will. If not, it's okay. We're just not giving 1,000 DTC for one single person. It's just a small incentive per se, and it's just to support new creators if they're starting up, so that they just, I mean, like, if you see into the system, even if we encourage the newcomers to do it in a certain way, we all know that we can't directly cash out 10 DTC outside, because gas fees of the ether, and it is not that big much worth. And the mining of these things will also be quite a bit complicated. Even making the bulker accounts, it will take a huge lot of time, so that the whoever trying to spam wouldn't be thinking about it, because it's much more time taking than others. And I think that is the one of the thing we just wanted to let the DTube team know. But hopefully they are already working on a lot of features, and as always, we need a contributors to either to do whatever work at whatever the free time they have. So hopefully, mostly people are expecting to see the the home screen changing within a few short of a time. That is quite a bit prioritized, and later then the streaming service and fixing of the bugs. Maybe after a while, hopefully, may see it, if all goes
For
good,
now,
and
it's
if we have more leads. Yeah.
like you were saying, trying to give people a greater incentive to keep active with the web page, playing the attention economy. I'll keep calling it that because it is playing the same game as everybody else already, and that is the attention economy. Create the features people want, or some other platform is providing, or do something better than them. The idea, I see it with your goal-oriented rewards mechanism. It would be like providing the information that Clicks Money has here in this video, where he's posted a video, how many videos a week on DTube? Well, that could be information that you learn by being involved with the platform. So you join and it gives you the whole, okay, you got 5 DTube coins. With those 5 DTube coins, you could do this many comments or this many votes of this VP or this many posts in a week. We would like to see blah do any one of these 3 things and earn blah reward at the end of your first week, right? That's kind of what you're saying. And that'll even if it's like chump change, like, I mean,
Yeah.
I go into Tip CC and you watch those people go ape shit for pennies. I have them doing chants all the time. I'll post a picture in chat because I find this hilarious. I get them chanting. I go in there when I'm feeling all down. I go and I do a phrase drop chant and get them chanting. Oh no, I got to restore the picture. I deleted it. It's hilarious though. I was cleaning images earlier today. Where is it?
I'm like, even within the official DTube Discord, they still use the tip.cc to keep the community active. So if they are doing in there, what's the problem in doing the website? And like they can't.
It works.
Yeah, it works, and they can't. I mean, like whoever they get a tip.cc, I mean, like they can't cash out that little amount. And the same way in the DTube, they can't cash out that little amount. At least we're just giving, if they are wanted to make some much more videos rather than waiting for their VP to create it and get some more DTC coins waiting for 7 days. It's better to give some much more pennies, and why don't you give it a shot? It's thing, that's all.
Okay, so this was for a penny. I had 20 people chanting "One Love DTube." I thought that was hilarious.
Actually, Kola, my opinion is a little bit different for withdrawal purposes. Actually, yeah, everyone's need money, but when you need money is not depend on time, and uh, actually is not to depend on any time and situation. When you need money, then uh, um, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I got
So
one
my
question for you,
perspective,
Shuvo.
yeah.
Now this comes to me from one of our curators, happening to notice that you're not going to be able to earn on your content because you don't have any DTube left. I was wondering, how do you expect to earn if you keep selling all your DTube coins, buddy? You
Sorry,
got a
tell
whole.
again this.
Well, the way DTube works is you have to hold DTube coin to be able to earn DTube coin. Happened to notice that you sold your DTube coins. I was just wondering, how do you expect to earn if you don't have any DTube coin?
Oh, I understand. Actually, to be honest, when I first get airdrop from DTube, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, then I also in total get 500 DTC near about. Then actually Duke, I also engage properly maybe 2 or 3 months continuously. Am I right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
What?
can.
I'm not quite sure what you were asking. Yeah, you,
Actually,
you you
Duke,
should set a goal and keep moving towards it. Like I'm working towards 10K DTC before I really take anything more out. I have plans to try put 5K into Uniswap pooling. Um, Probably try get a couple thousand onto Ionomy for trading purposes, pull profit, and then my end goal is like once I hit about 20K DTube, I hope to try fund something with my income off of voting and all that. Maybe really push towards funding something for the One Love community. But on DTube, like unless you're holding coins, you can't earn. You could post and comment all you want, but you need to use VP, so you'll have to let it charge forever. Let me bring you up. I'm curious.
It
actually, Duke, I cannot finish my statement. Actually, I also tell this again. Uh, Duke, can you hear me?
yeah, we can
Yeah.
go on.
Actually, Duki, I also engaged your Discord server maybe 2 or 3 months, but still now I also continue here. But when I join here, I cannot understand DTube properly. To be honest, that's
Mm.
why that's why I also sell my DTC. Actually, that's the main point. I also work with my native language, native friends. I cannot mention this guy's name. Actually, uh, to be honest, they cannot handle me properly. They cannot share information properly, and mm, they cannot suggest me how to grow up your journey. Actually, remember once upon a time, uh, they also said me, okay, tell me. I also translate. I, I cannot blame anybody, but
Okay.
when I try to learning about DTube, then I also focus my talent, and I also try what I need, and I also do this. Then I also try to translating and try to practice English and try to anything, cause and I also try to learning a DTube. That's why I also come there every time. So
Yeah.
yeah, so uh, I have used, first of all, I have used, and uh,
Okay. Well, what
I
you
have
do with your
used.
stake
That's
is
the
your choice. That is true, Shuvo. Um, but yeah, you know how you conduct yourself and all that. It'll the best thing we could all do is just improve our content. So keep doing that, buddy. Keep applying yourself at content creation. That's my basic message. Let's
Can I say
bring
something
co-op.
about the selling a stake? Um,
Yeah.
Sure.
I would, me personally, like I don't want to give advice. I'll just say what I'm doing. Like if it's a if it, there's a little symbol or there's a sign you can use to know if you should sell or hold, and that's if USDT is in print. So you need to go look if USDT, US dollar tether, is printing. And if it's printing, it's a good idea to hold it. To hold whatever altcoins or bitcoins that that you have decent technical analysis on. Just hold them, because the Bitcoin's going to go up, and then generally when the Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins will rise with the Bitcoin. Now that doesn't happen all the time, but if you say you sell 10% and you hold 90, then you catch a lot of, like, you're still taking some of your profits away, but you're not going to lose everything if everything goes away. But that's
Hmm.
some of my thinking. I would, to anyone else that would share on how they trade.
That's Graylan chatting in. He's probably the most inclined technical analysis guy in our community. It's good to hear from you, Gray.
Thanks. It's good to hear y'all chatting. Glad we're doing this thing. It's really awesome.
It's taken years, eh?
I guess so.
It seriously has. It's taken us years.
Maybe he's,
years.
yeah, he might be practicing in front of the mirror in the washroom. Yeah. See, my point of the stake is one simple thing. Okay, we're not keeping big, we're not keeping low. Just whatever I think is this, just like a mutual funds or doing a fixed deposit. We'll just get an interest of it. So that's
Mhm.
how I see that DTube. So whatever I came with 100 DTC, okay, whatever I do, mostly I would be tipping repo or giving it back to the community. But I always kept in a flat 100 so that at least I can charge it up. So whatever the rest of the thing, it could be whatever the minted DTC, it will be still over there so that in the future it could get, I mean, like, see, when you create a video and you upload it either to the DTube or a third party service and you link it up to the DTube. But after you watch it, there are certain things you might feel, okay, this is a shitty video, or it could be a good video, or it could be a greater video at one point of time. But when I upload it and when I see it, okay, this has a quite a bit higher potential present or within the future. I don't mint the coins after the 7 days, but I still keep it without minting them, so that in future, if it get upvoted, at some point of time, it could be quite a bit rewardable. Maybe, if there are any code changes or future and stuff. So, but at least keeping 100 will be giving me a volt power so that I can upload more videos and something, and it will be still creating a DTC. Either even if DTC doesn't give me the coins because I'm keeping it for a year or 2 years, not the currency but the videos, rather than minting the coins, but at least I'll get it from the other third party like a Steam or a Hive, maybe in the future. So it's better to keep, like, if you're doing an FAQ, like how to run a DTube, how to create a node, and something videos like that, it's okay to keep them like that and keeping the reward there unless you feel comfortable to take it off. So if it's a worth of video, it's okay. If it's not, it's cool to catch it out.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. I don't think I've actually really explored this subject fully. What the increase in rewards would be over time. And then like the metric of like trending. If you happen to do a topic now that happens to be trending a month from now and you just happen to be early and no one cared to see it now, and then in a month when everybody finds out that COVID went ape shit and you were right and fucking they start searching and find you're the first person to talk about COVID, as an example, you would pick up quite a few curation votes. So it'd be smart to leave those posts open.
Yeah.
I'm playing the game the opposite of you, I guess. I'm leaving
I've seen that.
I'm leaving it for a 14-day window max, and I'm trying to pick up on as many quick votes as I can, then spin that rewards back into voting power as quickly as I can to continue increasing. So it's working pretty quickly. I've gone from like 6,000 or so DTC, and I'm now approaching 9,000. So I don't know, like somewhere in the 500 to 600 a month average. That pretty impressive with all that I'm giving away included in that. The part where I'm losing is like if I happen to have a subject that is a hot subject, because I have noticed votes come in on posts that I've claimed.
Mm-hmm.
So would those votes go strictly to that curator then? Go to the other curators not yet claimed.
Yeah, that would be the bigger puzzle we need to think about in the future, I guess. But
So
just
you
think,
could,
yeah,
you
go
could
on.
play that game on voting level. So like if you're going
Yeah,
around and voting people, play that game and not claim your votes. Especially if
yeah,
we see a
but
trending author.
mhm. Just we can think it, we can think DTC and BTC at the same point. Just imagine that BTC came around like what 2013 or something, or excuse me, 12 or something, and it's 2021, and the price is like what, 700, 700, or I don't know, maybe like 40, 37K or something in USD.
Mm-hmm.
So just maybe see at that point of them, they used to use it for a pizza. Think right now DTC, we are just giving away tip of one DTC or 5 or 10, because we might think not that much worth it. But think if I'm a creator for like what 50 years, okay, and I
I'd be
didn't
so
mint my
upset with
DTC.
myself already. To
And
think about it that way, it's like, oh yeah, I've already given away like how many millions of dollars 20 years from now? Like, fuck.
yeah, I mean, like now people whoever started BTC, like, yes, maybe buying some drugs, or taking some exchanges, or converting money from one part of the country to other, whatever they can do it with the BTC. Now when they see the price, they might be like, ah, shit, I forgot the backup key, I don't know the password, I sent them stupid transitions without making any sense. And at that point of time, they feel like, okay, at least I could have saved like one BTC. So maybe in future, at one point of time, maybe I could get lucky. And maybe
Yeah.
other people will be thinking like, shit, I could have saved one DTC. But at point of time, I didn't mint my coins. That will be really
Yeah.
funny story to tell to the people. Like,
That would be. I actually have one of those stories of a lost key. Company that used to do click ads. The company held the private key for the Bitcoin wallet. The money was on the platform still. I was working to get 1 Bitcoin so they could pay me out. Back then, 1 Bitcoin was like pennies. Like it wasn't actually worth anything. Like I remember I'd get like 0.0008 of a Bitcoin per click. I was running click bots, and like I managed to get to a Bitcoin. I was almost at the point of payout. I lost interest in the server. Come back into this all however many 3 years ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have that account, blah 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 blah. And I have the public key for that wallet, and that Bitcoin's still sitting there, and all the Bitcoin that company was in possession of is all still sitting there unaccessed since the company went down, believe it or not. But it's not accessible to me. So all that hard work I did was for no reason. But it's not really like I lost the private key, but the company went down, and what can I do about that?
Yeah, I think I used to have the same kind of story, but like 5 years ago, I used to use the wallet called Green Address, and used to have a Google Factor authentication. So Google Factor authentication, I mean, like Google login and a Facebook login. And I think I just did a Facebook login, so it didn't show up backup keys at that point of time. But I don't know how. But it's used to allow me to make a transaction. At one point of time, they removed the Facebook login, and God, there is no backup because I did a Facebook login, and they removed the Google F login, Facebook login, and Google login. And I'm like, okay, I can see the public key which has the money, but I don't have a private key, and I can't log in because G login and FB login is not like. Yeah, whatever. Let's let's use the Bitcoin Core wallet or whatever, which is has a seats without G login or Facebook login. Yeah.
That's silly. That's almost as bad as DLive. They removed one of their login options on me, and I actually lost access to my original account. So I have the Dookie account on the DLive blockchain, but when they first launched it and then switched to whatever chain they decided to switch to, like because they launched on one chain
Lime
and then
wallet.
switched to, yeah,
Lime.
whatever that was, that fucked me because it had a social login, and the social login didn't save your information. It didn't give you an option to save your information. It flashed it in front of the screen, and if you didn't actually copy the little pop-up that came up, if you touched anywhere else, it would disappear. So I ended up losing my private key right off the bat, and I couldn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what see, now the Internet 2.0 generation is asking us for a Google login and a Facebook login, if possible, the Twitter login, and after that they will be asking for a Steam login, and later on they're asking for the MetaMask login. These are the our login types are mostly asked, but we can't completely fill them up. So mostly will be a Google login, mostly, and if we are sticking with the Google login and normal login, just imagine when as we are trying to make sure we show up the private keys in advance, saying that hey, you're logging with Google, the data wouldn't be saved in our servers, fucking save the seeds. And if they don't, and again they'll be starting, I mean, like when we see there is a privacy issue or people facing some issues, and if it get removed eventually after latest thinking, okay, some data leaking could be possible or whatever the worst case scenario, and we think we have to remove it, we'll still give advice to the people, make sure that we're about to remove it, and there will be a certain option so that you can take your backup keys or seeds. And people still, they are not, I mean, like, again, we are not actually sending the emails because it will be costing us, and we didn't check into that field yet because the economy is quite a bit down. And because of that, if the people coming back again, let's log in into the DTube, and they see the login option isn't anymore there, they will be coming for the Discord and Reddit whatnot shit for asking where is my keys and where is my money.
Yeah. Oh, what a pain in the ass that is. And then the third party has the ability to restrict your access too. So it's not even just like, oh, we're not going to offer third party Facebook anymore because we don't trust Facebook. But it's like Facebook could be like, fuck you, we're not giving you control or access to our API. And then all those users are hooped, right? If they didn't happen to save their private key, they don't happen to understand it. So we would be required to keep a backup of that in that case for recovery's sake, but that's like a huge security risk, like any sort of wallet recovery. Welcome.
Not only DTube within that time just launching, no, before launching, we're also just create video and upload it.
Is
And
this
also,
about your comment in chat there, Shuvo? I think we get what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. You just got to let the situation go and keep moving forward. Don't worry about it, buddy, and don't bring it up.
Actually, if I have a
the more we
get a good partner, then I also continue my journey in this time properly. But yeah, it's a kind of learning for me. Then that's why I also engage with you and try to focus my work hardly. So hopefully, as soon as I will success. That's the main theme. Yeah.
Oh, you're
If I
doing as good as you
notice
can
this
be,
kind
right?
of thing previous time, sorry.
Oh, you're doing as good as you can be, right? The only thing I would say is don't let other people's energies have influence on your life. Live, let live. Just focus on yourself, right? That's my big thing is
Yeah.
if I was looking at the other creators on the platform, I would be really upset with myself because I don't compare on a professional level. I don't compare on a living standards level. I don't compare on even my ability to speak like clearly, like I'm very critical of myself that way. So I instead of comparing myself or anything else to the people around me, the other creators, I always self-focus. So then it's a matter of creating goals within myself to build upon and then finding ways to execute it. Often looking to other people for examples to follow. So once you're self focused, then when you are comparing, you're not comparing for the sake of demeaning yourself, as in they're better than me this way, but your comparison becomes I can improve by doing that, or doing that better is usually how I phrase it to myself. Oh no.
That's my mobile.
Nani?
Okay, I understand your statement fully. Okay, I
No
will
porn.
try
No porn
and
here,
hope
people. Sorry,
It's
Shubho.
and hope.
yeah.
It was a joke. I know.
I'm like it.
God bless you, Nazmo.
It's like it's
Thank
not
you
like
for
we are
your
still.
advice, Dookie.
Oh,
It's
you're
not like
welcome,
we are
buddy.
still 9, right? It's not, we're still not 9 so that we compare to other friends like, oh, he has a PS4, dude, where is mine? Dad, I want a PS4. It's not a thing. And it's just comparison is like, and when people think whatever you're doing is not a greater thing, it's just like you need to think as a tree, not as a human. When people shout at a tree, tree doesn't talk back, but it's
No.
not affecting the tree, it's affecting the person within himself. So and
Mhm.
at the same thing, we can't always compare with others. If you compare Donald Trump and you, who is shittier? It's the same way. We can't compare anyone to everyone. Forget the comparing and stop thinking about the past. If you think about the past, you will be stuck in a
Everyone is
past.
unique.
Yeah, if not
Everyone
everyone
is
will be a
unique,
Donald
right?
Trump and everyone will be Elon Musk. What not shit.
Yeah.
World would be a better place, I guess.
Yeah. Well, to cover that a little bit more in depthly, that focusing on yourself, I could add the layer of incentivized creativity that I keep bumping around, and it's like not only do you need to, and thank you for saying great philosophy, Voltic. I love you, buddy. Not only do
Okay,
you need to
Dookie, I need
have a
sleep.
life
It's
philosophy.
midnight here.
Okay,
Yeah,
Shuvo,
bye bye.
that's all
Night,
right,
night.
buddy.
Bye, bye, Shubho. Have a good night.
Give your wife a
Okay,
hug for
enemy,
us.
take care.
I'll give you a hug. Have a hug. Free hugs for you.
Okay, much love for all. Good
Much
night.
love for you, man. Bye.
I even blew him a kiss.
Biggest. Your biggest fan,
Uh,
man. Your biggest fan.
yeah, I know he is, and I always gotta try correct him. It's almost
We
like a personal challenge, I think, to see if I can get my message through. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He means well. He's just not on the same page as us all most of the time. Back to the philosophy, if you guys don't mind. Not only do you need to have a good life philosophy, um, especially when you're going into content creation, like you wouldn't believe how many times I've gotten depressed over content that I've created. And the thing that always seems to bring me out of it is creating more content. The incentivized creative layer, the therapeutic value, anime for the world, I think is another example like myself, where it was
Uh-oh.
the creativity which drew him down the outlet and the reward from it, which drew him down an avenue of life that took him away from a negative lifestyle. Gaming, I was gaming, he was gaming when he started creating content. Over time, it's kind of, what are you going to choose? What do you get the most reward out of is usually what draws your attention. I get a better reward that lasts longer and gives me more value from the therapeutic value that I get out of content creation, installing how I'm feeling into what I'm creating and then feeling proud of it. And then you use that accomplishment to continuously feed into the philosophy, whatever it is, and it becomes like an echo chamber and a self-perpetuating ball where through the act of creating, you feel empowered to create more and expand your skills. And I think anime would echo a similar idea.
Yep. Like you just said, it's all about distraction, first of all. So keeping yourself busy with something that you love doing. It doesn't matter what you love doing, you just do what you love doing. And you give a middle finger to people that say that you're wasting your time because you're doing something that you love. Sometimes you might think, yeah, but it doesn't make me money. Don't think. Sometimes you have to think beyond the money. If you're doing something that you like, you say, yeah, but if I wanted to become serious, then it must be money, involving money. Don't think about that. Just think about do it, do it with passion, and then if things go your way, because eventually, if you're gonna better yourself, people are gonna notice you, and you're gonna make publicity of yourself anyway. So thinking about money sometimes brings me, because don't forget that YouTube for like 2 years they gave money to like everybody for like a period of 2 years, and then they stopped doing again for like the 1,000 subscribers, blah blah blah. I was more unlucky when I had that money than now that I'm just like doing whatever, just like hustling, whatever. I'm having more
Yeah.
fun actually hustling than expecting that this is gonna give me this money or that much money. So
And that is kind of the
that's all
it's
I
a
see it.
fine line between the incentivized creativity and like thinking of it as an income. To be incentivized, it's more like looking at pennies and imagining them to be hundreds of dollars. To really put it into perspective. How did it start with me? I would get votes on Steam, and those Steam votes, after 20 or so, would rack up to a couple pennies. I'd be doing the math, crunching numbers. Okay, well, when I get this many posts up, I'll have this much Steam and I could do this. And then when I finally get to this much Steam, I'll be able to vote myself for some value. So I'm actually working towards, and then I'm like paying myself to create content. That's when the light bulb went off. When I was like, I'm paying myself to make content by investing. And that's kind of how I look at DTube now, is it's like, okay, well, I bought almost 10K stake. Every time I post, I'm essentially saying, okay, I'm going to use my stake in the platform. I'm going to use the platform to pay myself for creating content. And it's like a light bulb. When you consider the difference between a platform that wants you to create content for a long time to then maybe get reward versus the platform that you could say, I believe in myself and I'm going to put my money where my fucking mouth is. Like, it's like, well, that's kind of an impressive thing to me on its own. How do you convert that into a higher incentivized message is what I'm working on now. I understand the philosophy, I think, for people to be able to empower themselves and to get a therapeutic outlet, but trying to define exactly where, you're going to draw some sort of incentive versus people that are trying to get rich quick. No one's going to get rich quick by posting on a regular basis about their life to some obscure niche blockchain that hasn't hit mainstream yet, right? At least not today. That quick rich might be 10 years down the road, like Brish Tit was saying. I think that's going on almost 2 hours for today. You guys got anything you want to jump in about? Feel free to jump in. Got Anime and Gray and Koala, Nazmal, Sanita, Voltic, Yesin, Zahid. Let me drop. Oh, I'm on the wrong computer. I can't drop an airdrop from this one. Go from the mobile. Give you guys a little airdrop on the way out. I think I got some Bitcoin even. There you go. Airdrop. In from the heart, guys. Smash it. On that note, that's basically it for today. Bit of a long show. Long and rambly. Got a full house. You guys are always here. I appreciate you. Brishtit would love to get some feedback on feature suggestions, anything you're interested in. 3 things for sure we could think about that he's wanting to work on are playlists, genres, categories, and mobile app for sure on the list. I told him about the bug issue with comments and whatnot. He's not a UI guy, but he said he's going to be trying to look at some of these things. If there's anything else you could think about, Koala Slippy mentioned, along with Brish Tit mentioning it, Koala expanded on the goal-oriented rewards teaching mechanism, creator studio. How can we reward people as well as teach them at the same time about DTube, keep them interested. And yeah, that was basically it. A little bit of, like, we mentioned, a referral program might help with onboarding. Yeah, get your suggestions in. There's a tweet out. Leave your suggestion on that tweet, and I am going to go give everybody on the next stream tips in Hive directly on your tweet. And yeah, I have to go round up all of that engagement hustle. So everybody that commented, if I find one comment, you're going to get your 1.6 DTube, because I don't feel like going and looking.
Where? Which video? I'll be dropping it right now.
The engagement hustle from the curation bonanza.
All right.
I tagged you in the tweet. So in that tweet, you'll find the big list of all the posts.
And which channel?
I asked everybody.
Twitter.
Okay.
Or I could actually probably go up and grab it again. Where's the tweet? I know I tweeted somewhere.
Yeah.
There it is. There we go. Thanks, Gray. It's good to see you, man. Well, good to hear you. I don't think we saw you. If we did, I missed it. I'll have to review the footage. Loud and clear, by the way. You sounded good. Like, you actually sounded really good. Good. I imagine that's a decent audio setup you have. Like, it actually, like, that was good. Like, really good. No joke. Dang. Now I know what D News was always talking about with me. He's like, how do you always have such good audio? And I'm just like, it's just a phone, man. You got a headset in or anything? Well, that's a really good Bluetooth headset. That's what's making the difference for you. It was clear as day. Yeah, I got, could show you mine. It's not the greatest. It's just a Logitech one. Which camera? That camera. Right. Just their plain. It's only got 4 buttons on it. And it works great for listening, but as soon as I turn on the microphone, it goes to shit. I could use the microphone on my PC, and there's no issues, but the microphone on my mobile. If you look at the DTuber Hangout, the beginning of the last one where I try to introduce myself, that's what happens. It's just... Anyways. Don't forget, get your suggestions out on that tweet I just dropped. Retweet and all that. Get yourself some tips. And yeah, sending everybody all those other rewards from the comment engagement. The posts for that are in that collection of tweets, along with the request for everybody's faces for our intro video. Sending DTube to everybody that gets their links into Anime for the World for that. And I think that was it. God damn, these shows are becoming a mouthful. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining me for the Drop in a Doogie Lab broadcast, coming out of the One Love DTube Discord. From the heart, as always. My name's Dookie. Right there, that's Koala.
Hey,
And we've had
Dookie.
Anime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was asking, so this thread from Twitter, so you answered the question below for Hive and Hive tips. Actually, I cannot. I don't have any. What features you probably wish for DTube official? What is the
You have
DTube
a
official?
Hive account.
Let's go check the account out.
That's the official DTube account.
Yeah, let's follow it. Nice. Yeah. Unfollow. No, I'm already following. Okay, cool.
Then unfollow it and refollow. Let's screw up with the Twitter system.